Hi, it's Missladypetal here, doing my weekly vlog because I'm going to do one of these once a week. So I actually counted all the ums that I said in last week, and it came to about 17 ums. So I'm making a deal with all of you that I will not say as many times as 17. Because I always have a go at Miss Gina and Claudia for saying so much. And it's so funny that I just did it myself. I must admit that I was in a bit of a rush because I had to get my painting to its new owner that afternoon within about 20 minutes of filming. So I was very rushed in what I was doing. But anyway, here we go. I'm sick this week, so anybody on Krazy Island family will understand that I have been sick this week. So if I cough and hack, at least be thankful that you can't actually get it from me while I'm taping this. So there you go. Anyway, I have a follow-up from the jeans story from last week. So I went in and I got the new pair of jeans. I put wax in them and put soap in them. And of course I wore them and they worked fine at home, trialled them for a couple of hours. So then I wore them to church. Again, I was singing on stage because I do that quite a bit these days. And guess what? Went to the bathroom. Not only did they not zip up this time, but they completely broke apart. So I didn't have a really long floaty top on because I'd already tested them, see, and it worked. So I had to gingerly walk up to my music director and say, thankfully I had time before church started, and say, I've had a wardrobe malfunction, I need to go home and change. Went home, put a skirt on. So didn't even try the jeans. So that was a bit sad. And hence I've taken those back, and you know what, my favourite style of jeans apparently are out of production and nowhere has them. So I've left the jeans with the store, hoping upon hope that they will find me one pair of jeans that will A, not break, and B, fit me. So I don't know. We'll see where we go with the jeans. But I was completely mortified and walking out with my legs always crossed, hoping that no one would look at my crotch area. It's ridiculous. So this week I've been doing transfers. Had a massive transfer failure experiment. So I was doing a documented life page, and I had the most awesome book page that Gina Aarons had sent me, and I really wanted, it was the whole focus of this page that I was doing, and the whole thing just didn't work. Like, you get transfers that don't work, and here I'm going this super awesome technique. But one thing I've learned about page transfers is that if you have an old kind of furry, loose weave kind of paper, I think that gets really quite embedded into the gel because the fibres are more open and loose weave. What I found is the best transfers are on a heavily compressed paper where the ink sits on top so much rather than soaking into the paper. So magazine papers, black and white photocopies, even colour photocopies for laser copies, that kind of thing, that they work best. If you're going to use vintage book text, don't. Like, that's my sort of thing to you, don't. Because the fibres are more open, the ink and the gel gets right into them, and those fibres being embedded into the gel means that they're excessively hard to rub off. And even using Shannon Green's super secret technique to get the final lot off, didn't get it off. Not 2 applications of it. So it was more that the type of page was completely unsuitable. I'm sorry about the coughs. I might even edit those out with the sound bite. Anyway, so I've done a couple of those, and I have ordered another couple of jelly plates. I'm going much bigger now, so I'm getting the 11 by 14. It's the size of the large Delusions journal, and the 3 by 5. And can you believe it? I've looked everywhere in Australia and they're completely sold out of 3 by 5 jelly plates. And I'm like, I've got it on Amazon, so I've had to send order both of those things on Amazon. The 11 by 14 I can get in Australia, but it's still cheaper to buy it from the States, including the postage. So go figure. I don't get that. So I'm waiting for those to arrive, which will be awesome, because then I can... There's a couple of these awesome jelly plate techniques, which I'll probably do a video on when I get my thoughts down on how to apply it to pages that I like doing. But they lend themselves more to doing a particular scene rather than random prints, and it's using those and masking off areas, and I just think it's an awesome concept. And I did a tutorial from Andy Skinner. He does really great stencils, but he was doing a different technique on a jelly plate and I loved it. Reproduced the page. Absolutely fabulous. I'm really in love with it. I should have a look. I'll show it to you. I've just finished it today. Oh, it's still on the scanner. But I mean, this was the page that I was doing with the I was going to put the transfer here. So if you've watched that tutorial, you'll know that I started doing the transfer and showed you how to do it. But in that tutorial, you kind of don't see how beautiful and glittery these butterfly stickers are that I've put on it. They're just really pretty. So anyway, I ended up changing the whole tone of the page, and I actually really liked it in the end, so it was great. What am I doing this week? I'm supposed to be singing in church, but of course I'm sick. I've had a sick week this week. And I tell you what, I've been doing that Grateful Challenge on Facebook. Like, it seems like everybody I know is doing the Grateful Challenge, but I do just 5 things a day, and I don't nominate anyone to do it with me because, like, really, I don't need to. I think there's enough people doing it as it is, and if people really want to be grateful, why can't they just say they're grateful? So I do try and do 5 things a day because I think it's really pertinent for us as a society, particularly in such an affluent society as I'm in, that we can become really caught up in our first world problems. And for me, I'm sitting there going, okay, first world problem, I'm sick. However, I have great drugs that allow me to not be as sick. I have a great family that is around me, a safe home. If I don't go to work, it doesn't mean I don't eat. You know, those kinds of things. Like, to be sick in Western society is so much better than to be sick in a third world country. And so I was sitting there going, even though I'm sick, I feel great that I can be grateful about all the other things in my life, and I won't whinge about being sick. So I've kind of been really consumed with that this week. And I must admit, like, I've done another couple of letter journals. So I'm working on a letter journal at the moment. So this is a little page from my journal that I'm doing with my 4-year-old niece. So I've just added the border, and I've got to white in these spots here. But I just am starting. I'm going to put a transfer here, and I've just put some little flesh things there. So I'm just starting a little gratefulness page with her, and I want her to write something on this side, or maybe to cut out letters or do something, so that I can train her at the age of 4 to think about things that she's grateful about. And I just am enjoying that whole exercise with her at the moment. I started another letter journal group. I actually joined one of the Crazy Island family journal groups because I administer that event and allocate all the groups out, and I'm in group 24. 24. So for all of you that are in my group, yay! It's the first Crazy Island family letter journal event group that I've gone into, and we'll see how this goes. I'm sending it out today to the next recipient, and I hope that you've all watched my videos. Yep, on how to do it, because there's a few people lately that haven't, and you know, that makes it a little bit harder for all the people that come after them. you know, like if you make it too fat or you make it too heavy, or, you know, it all impacts. And I got one where there was no blank pages at all by the time I got it, and I was the second person there. And I thought, oh, what am I going to do with this journal? It looks like it's pretty much all been done. So what will I do? So sometimes it's, you know, sometimes we don't do enough and sometimes we do too much, and I don't know. It's interesting. We'll see how it all goes. I love the whole concept though. I have, as I was saying last week, I have a few of them, and it just, I don't know, brings a smile to my face. I know that my friend Gina has a lot out there and none have landed on her desk lately, and she's like expecting something like 8 to turn up at once, which would be horrendous because you put a lot of effort. You still put effort into the letter journals. So it would be horrendous. Yeah. So at the moment I have my best friend Vicky here. Her hubby Mike is doing some stuff in Brisbane, so I get the pleasure of her company for the next until Monday morning, which is just awesome. It's like Friday today, so get them all weekend, which is great. She's out there doing a journaling Krazy Island style lesson at the moment, which is pretty awesome. And we're also in the middle of doing some deli paper circles because she was pilfering some of my circles to go on a particular page she was doing, and she said, you don't have enough of this colour, and I'm like, I must be due to do some more. So, because I send them all out in letter journals and happy mail and use them on my own journal pages, so I'm getting some paint out and I've just stamped all the circles, so now I'm going to go back out and do some more. So yeah, that'll be fun to send some more out. And I'm doing a few tags at the moment, so I'm liking putting some letter tags in my letter journals and doing some different things with those, and it's just exciting, I think, to try new things all the time. I definitely can't wait to get my 3x5 jelly plate, because you can use it like a stamp. I already have like a block for it to go on that it will just sit on permanently, and then I bought it specifically for my letter journals so that I can do easily, instead of continually pasting jelly prints into the journals, because I tend to want to either put jelly printed papers in. But when you want to do a page like what I'm learning, the different techniques of layering to do a particular scene, then when you're layering like that and masking off areas and creating this whole beautiful painting from the jelly plate, then you want to be able to print that as you go, rather than trying to bind it into a book and getting the folds right and then sewing through it and all that. So I think that that will be awesome for that, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's just a new dimension with what I'm doing, and working on a smaller plate and conversely working on a big plate. So at the moment I've only got the 8x10, and I do use it for heaps of different things. But when I was just doing, like I was putting up just a normal sheet like this, that jelly plate only goes up to about there. So I've got this strip across the top of about 1 inch that doesn't, you know, because this is an 11x8 page and the jelly plate is 10x8. So the 11x14, I'll be able to actually do that print the way I want to do the print, and either glue it into a journal or do the journal page straight from it, and it will completely fit the journal page. And I love the idea of being able to do that where it exactly fits the journal page. Anyway, I can't go on too much longer because I'll have a coughing fit, because, you know, when you talk too much when you've got a tickly cough, it's so annoying. I get annoyed by it in other people, and so I can only imagine how annoying it must be for all of you listening to me cough. So there we go. That's it from Missladypetal this week. Remember, learn something new today. It keeps you young. I learned something new about a way to use a jelly plate today from Andy Skinner, so thank you, Andy Skinner. I'm going to put a link to that particular jelly plate tutorial on this blog, big vlog, because he's awesome. and you know, like, I've been using a jelly plate for a while now, but that was a particular concept that I'd been kind of dreaming about and looking for, and not kind of I just had to do one lesson and bang, I've got it. So I can't wait to see what other escapes that I do on that. I'm really, really looking forward to it. All right, ciao for now.